So what up guys, this is Sammy Trade FX. Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to draw trend line correctly, how to draw trend line like a pro. So for some of you beginner traders who are getting started with forex, drawing trend line correctly might be the main reason why you're not yet a profitable forex trader, because you're getting it wrong when it comes to drawing trend line. This might lead to you having a wrong prediction of price movement. Or some of you already who have been in the forex market for long, who have been trading forex for long, and you're still not profitable. This might be because you are getting it wrong when it comes to drawing trend line. You are always making mistakes when it comes to drawing trend line. You don't draw trend line correctly. This might lead to you having a wrong prediction of price movement, giving you a false prediction of price movement. So make sure you watch us to the end of this video to learn how to draw trend line correctly, how to draw trend line like a pro, how we profitable forex traders draw trend line. So make sure you watch us to the end of this video. For some of you, you might be asking, what is the use of trend line? Why should I draw trend line? If you don't know, trend line is one of the most used and most effective way to predict price movement. You need trend line in order to predict price movement. Like let's say 80% of how to predict price movement is the use of trend line. So if you don't know how to draw trend line, you can't become a profitable forex trader. If you don't know how to draw trend line correctly, you can't become a profitable forex trader, because trend line is one of the best way and most effective way to predict price in the forex market. So with that much being said, let me show you how to draw trend line like a pro, how to draw trend line correctly. So let me show you. But first of all, I'll be showing you the mistakes most of you make when it comes to drawing trend line. The mistakes most of you make when it comes to drawing trend line. I'll be showing you guys some of the mistakes most of you make when it comes to drawing trend line. So let me take away this. So right here, look at this chart. So right here, for some beginner traders or some traders who don't know how to draw trend line correctly, some of them might just draw a trend line like this. You can see there's no trend formation right here. This is not a trend line. Or some of them might go ahead and draw. As you can see, this is not a trend line. You can see this trend line the trend should be touching this trend line. The trend formation should be touching this trend. Like this trend formation didn't touch this trend, so this is not a trend line. You should not use this as a trend line, because this point did not touch the trend line. Some of them might draw it like this, thinking that this is a trend line. Then some of them might go ahead and draw like this, thinking that this is a trend line. You can see this is not a trend line, getting it wrong at this point. They might see this breakout, thinking that this is a breakout, and some of them might take a short position, or some of them might draw it like this. You can see, I think this is also wrong, but kind of, let's say this is like 60% wrong. So some of them might see that this is a breakout. You can see three type of traders who get it wrong in drawing trend line might just immediately take a short position, and they might just take a short position and maybe put their stop loss right here, expecting to take their profits at this point. Before you know, the market formed this first breakout. Before you know, the market will just reverse, and you see I've hitting their stop loss. You can see, because they don't get it right. You don't get it right when it comes to drawing trend line. This might lead to wrong prediction of price movement. You can see that this might lead to wrong prediction of price movement. Like this trend formation now, there's not really a trend line formation right here, but you just can see right on the top, there's kind of, let's say, a breakout right here at the top. You can see the first point, second point, third point. The market broke out. You can see the market came back, retest, now went up again. You can see this kind of looking like a double bottom strategy. So I think this is kind of okay. The upper trend, you can see the market broke out of it. You can You can see most beginner traders now most traders get it wrong at this point. You can see this is not correct. This is not a correct way of drawing trend line. So I'll still be showing you. So I'll show you an example of trend line, how to draw trend line. Now, like this is a trend line, as you can see. You see the market broke out and went down massively to the downside. You can see that this is a trend line. You can see a well-formed trend line. You can see that it touches the trend. You can see that. So that's correct. And I'll still be showing you an example again. I think this is also the right way to draw trend line. Yeah, you can see that. You can see this is the right way to draw trend line. You can see price broke out and price respected this trend line and it went to the downside. You can see that. This is the correct way to draw trend. These are the correct way to draw trend line. These are the correct way to draw trend line. So this is wrong. So that is wrong. So let me show you again an example, another mistake that most traders make when it comes to drawing trend line again. Another mistake. So right here, some traders will just see this and think that this is. So if you look at this chart, this is Euro USD chart. This is a 15 minutes chart. As you can see, most traders will just go ahead and just draw a trend line like this, thinking that this is a trend line. They will just draw. You can see that somebody will just draw a trend line like thinking that this is a breakout. Just draw a trend line thinking that this is a breakout. Some of them will just immediately take short position. You can see that. Just put their stop loss right here and think, just expecting to take a short position, and before you know, the market will just go ahead and hit their stop loss because they didn't get the right, they didn't draw the trend line correctly. They get it wrong when it comes to drawing trend line. So if you draw trend line incorrectly, you can't get the right prediction of price movement. Instead, you go opposite of where price is supposed to go. You go opposite of the movement of price. So you should learn to draw trend line correctly in order to predict price movement. So this is what you have to learn in order to predict price movement. Learn how to draw trend line correctly. Learn how to identify trend line in order to predict price movement. So trend line is very important. You need to know how to draw trend line in order to become a profitable forex trader. You need to know how to identify trend line and draw it correctly. So I'll still be showing you I think another mistake most traders make when it comes to drawing trend line. So some traders might see as the market is like downtrending, heading to the downside like this. Some of them might just go and draw a trend line like this. So this two is wrong. These two trend line which we drew is very wrong. This two trend line is wrong. So this is not a trend formation. There is no trend formation right here. So guys, if you want to trade with the broker which I do make use of, check it down with the link down below. Go and check down the broker which I make use of with the link down below. You can leverage up to 1:3,000 and very low spread with fast withdrawal. Check it with the link down below and sign up and start trading with the broker which I do make use of. So this is very wrong. And now you can say this is a trend line. This is a trend line formation. You can see that the first point, second point, third point. You can see that market broke out. You can see market head massively to the downside. So this is a trend line. This is a trend line. This is the correct way to draw trend line. As you can see, you can see this kind of like an example of trend line. You can see that. So that's it. So this is kind of an example of trend line. As you can see, you can see. So this is kind of an example of trend line because first touch, second touch, and third touch. So if you're a beginner trader or a trader that have been trading forex for long, for up to a year or 2 years now, and you're still not profitable, this might be because you are not drawing trend line correctly. You're getting it wrong when it comes to drawing trend line. So make sure you learn how to draw trend line correctly. Learn how to draw trend line correctly and be consistent. And hopefully you'll be profitable as a forex trader. Be consistent and learn to draw trend line correctly. So that can help you become a profitable forex trader. So you don't get it wrong when it comes to drawing trend line. Be very conscious when it comes to drawing trend line, because if you make mistake in drawing trend line, this might lead to wrong prediction of price movement. So as you can see, I've shown you guys how to draw trend line correctly. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell to be notified each time I post a video. Thank you. Peace out.